Hold on, hold on, hold on. Where? There we go. Let us just adjust the camera a little bit. Nope. Let me get the camera strap out of the way. I should maybe take it off whenever I'm doing hand cams, but okay. That works. Hello, hello everyone. Welcome, welcome. My name is Lilybwees, your divorced agoraphobic hagtuber. Yeah, today we're finishing the Momokapool. I changed my hand cam setup a little bit just to make it a little bit easier for me. I'm actually going to... Hold on, I need to adjust my chair and stuff. This has been scuffed because I've been changing my camera setup, which is annoying to say the least. Hopefully after Christmas, I'm trying to get like a little thingy and a few screw adapters that should make things a little bit easier, is the hope. I posted on Twitter what my setup currently looks like. It is a little bit stupid. It's just gonna get even more ridiculous as time goes on. I have been thinking about maybe, like, I don't mind this size generally, but I think we could, having zoom occasionally might not be bad, is what I'm thinking. So I'm almost wondering if there's a good around 24 to 35 or 24 to 50 cheap lens that I could get for like under $100, because I don't want to spend more than that on my setup, given that I could literally just have a webcam and probably get decent results. And honestly, having a old... I like collecting old lenses. But all my wider angle lenses are primes, which I've noticed, so... let me move some of the camera shit out of the way. There's a bunch of screws, because I've been adjusting camera stuff and realized I was missing an adapter screw, unfortunately, and I really need a macro focusing rail just to be able to just get a little bit more control that I don't have with the actual monitor mount that I have. So, let me also see if I can lower my chair. Yes. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, this is much, much better now. Honestly, for this, I need like a taller desk. Let's see. I think everything is good. Do I want to maybe change the aperture a little bit? One step darker. No, I think that's a little too dark. Where is that? There we go. To be fair, I am sitting in a corner of the room only lit by LED panels, so... let's move this back over a little bit. There we go. Yeah. I'm gonna be fiddling a bunch with, the camera, probably, as I always do. But yeah, I'm thinking I should probably get a different lens at some point. Because I'm using a 24mm prime right now. Because it's pretty good for just a big shot of the desk, but like I'd like to zoom in on this little guy a little bit more without having to physically swap out lenses. So I should really probably have a webcam, but I'm invested. So we have him. He's almost, bring him close to the camera, and then let me just adjust the zoom. Here we go. That says... Can I adjust the glare on him a little bit? With the polarizer. Boom, no zoom needed. Yeah. Let me fix the focus again. Yeah, but I don't know. It just might be good eventually. Especially for when I'm working on tinier things. I'll think on it. But that's a problem for future Lily. Also, because apparently the old... There's like a 25mm to 50mm that people really like. That's really, really old. That's kind of from the age where I like getting my lenses, so... Yeah, that would be a cool one, and the 24 to 50mm, the old... You know, we're not talking modern lenses, we're talking, F-mount, Nikon, like old F-mount Nikkor lenses, is like, I was seeing it for like 40-50 bucks on eBay, so... For a camera lens, that's pretty good. Anyway. So I also have, speaking of eBay, I got this secondhand because actual sealed kits are harder to find. The original Kapool. It's built fine. There's a lot of marks that I'm gonna want to sand out and all of that. You know, this one was pre-built. So I might clean her up today. Just because, I mean... It's built pretty poorly. I mean, it wasn't being sold as like a build kit. It was like somebody who got this kit, built it back in the day, and was just like, I don't need this anymore. It's just taking up space. Which is kind of ideal for kitbashing, honestly. And you can get stuff really cheap that way. So I did, very, very long ago, because I've been wanting to do this project for a while. And it has the fun, kind of hard to see, but like all the chest missiles and stuff. I should probably turn on the actual overhead light, but I'd have to get up. And I don't want to do that, to be completely honest. But yeah, as you can see, proportions are a little different on these two. Just a little bit. This guy's a lot cuter. But there's a lot of elements of this one that I really, really like. Did the regular Kapool? No, regular Kapool did not have a little guy inside. And like there's some elements that I'm probably going to steal from it, honestly, that I do quite like. Yeah, this is a dog. This is the original. But there are things I like. Like, I like how this is a little bit less rounded. These little flappies. I like the... We're gonna pull these off. Actually. Or not. We're just gonna crank them right open. I like the missiles on the inside. Can I get these out? And the feet. The feet and the waist are just way, way better. This is way more fun. It's not as penguin-y. You know, it doesn't have the flippers. But, like, these are... Let me see if I can... Like, these are just really fun feet. I really like them. They're much more, like, amphibious and stuff. So, I quite... No. Can I... Hold on. Does not quite fit, but that's really cute, actually. I really like that. I know, but everyone builds him as a penguin. I want to do something else. Oh, I'll probably make it like either a frog or a rabbit. It kind of reminds me of a frog. Every time I actually don't know which one. Should I do a rabbit and make it like a moon thing, or should I focus back on the amphibious part and make it like a more like a frog? I don't know. Yeah, this is cute. I really like it with these feet. So I'm gonna need to work on converting all of that. These are pretty different. Let me put this back in focus. One of the problems with this lens is getting everything working. It also has 2 filters on it. I probably only need one of the filters. I mean, one of them I just always keep on. It's the it's basically just a optically clear filter. It's just for dust and scratch and stuff, because it's cheaper to replace a filter than it is to replace a lens. And then the other one is a polarizer, so that I can kind of control the amount of glare, or the angle of the glare, and reduce reflections and stuff. Because I'm a little unkempt, by which I mean I have not gotten a haircut in a full year. Maybe longer. I'm gonna do that, I think. Somewhat soon. Because those are kind of important to get. Yeah, surprisingly good articulation on the feet for how old and limited this kit is. I've always been really fond of this kit. God, I need a haircut. Well, yeah, I've been so sick. I haven't been thinking about that kind of stuff, to be frank. Actually, could we? Yeah, that would probably work. I'm gonna want to add a bunch of elements to it, but hold on. I'm just thinking. That's not terrible, but it definitely needs the little thing. But like, that's not. He'll be a little taller. Don't really like him taller. But I have to... That would be such an easy thing, though, to do instead of the alternative. And then there's this little... If we, like, add that and this... Sorry, I'm, like... thinking about how I want to edit this. Like, this whole bottom part works pretty well, and these... Usually I don't like this style, like with the plastic ball joints and all of that. I like using polycap ball joints and all of that. Just, you know, it holds up better, but like these are surprisingly durable. This upper part, I don't know how well you guys can see, but if you compare the upper parts, it's much more robust on the... Like that's just so different. Yeah. I'll think about it. We're gonna put you back together. Alright, well, we're gonna finish building him as is today, and then we can, figure out everything else after that. And I can start doing kit bashing. I don't know where your thingy went. Was it this? What part was... Oh, it's... I cannot find the... Oh, here it is. I was wondering where that was. But yeah. I really don't know if I want to do bunny for this, or frog. Or crab. There's also part of me that wants to do crab. In which case it would be probably the Kapool instead of the, everything just is... Might be one leg hit for now. Oh wait, I put that in wrong. This part goes in here. Yeah, crab might work well. Like, it is kind of crab-like. If it was crab-like, it probably... we'd give it the one eye, I think. I think making it a mono eye in that instance might be more fun. But, like, give him big claws at the end instead of the flippers. And with these legs, there's something crab-like about them to me. And that would be fun. I mean, they would pretty drastically change how I style him. I think Bunny would be most intensive, though, because I would be redesigning a lot, and Bunny might be really fun for that reason. But Crab would be fun. I could even do the Fiddler Crab thing where one is way bigger than the other. I think that would be... I like asymmetry in model kits. I think it's really cool. Alright, we're building the other arm. Crab might be really good. I don't know how I would theme it, though, in that instance. So if it was a bunny, I'd design it for a moon. If it's a crab... Good morning, Leifer. Guys, I miss usernames instead of... I mean, I miss display names on YouTube. It's annoying how they have it. I mean, I think I'm gonna use Stream Elements for making the chat interface. Not that I like really... Not that I love Stream Elements or anything. I actually quite dislike using it for overlays. But I can use JavaScript if I do. And I think that is probably more important to me then. Because then I'd be able to add some randomization and stuff. I have some ideas for an overlay. I mean, it's going to be pretty similar to the one I used to have on Twitch, I think. Just without the... No, it's not going to be on Twitch. Which in itself was just a heavily modified version of Kronko's Virtual Dream one. But like... Let me adjust these lights a little bit. There we go. But like, I don't... Yeah. But I'm probably going to make it from scratch, referencing some stuff. Because I liked my Twitch one. That was the one part I was bummed about when moving to YouTube, is I didn't have my cute chat overlay anymore. So I'm gonna fix that. And then once I have it done too, if I stream on like joystick or whatever with the new model, I can probably use a variant, or maybe I'll just use their dedicated built-in chat. I like having chat on screen. It's fun for me. If I do another site for other things, see my Twitter post, maybe I wouldn't actually have an overlay. That might be too much work, because I don't think most of them are supported by like Stream Elements or whatever. I'd have to use a browser source probably and do the stuff manually with the CSS, which is annoying. I mean, I could make my own browser client thing, I guess. I don't know if I... Like I could make my own web app, basically, but I don't know if I would want to. Diminishing returns on that. But I think for YouTube, I want it. I think for YouTube, it's very worth it. So, yeah, it would be messing around with APIs and stuff, and I mean, maybe once I build the Stream Elements theme, it might not be that bad, because I'll have the stuff right there. It's not like I'm inexperienced with working with fuck-ass APIs. Like, my old job was literally writing the software development kits to work with the site's APIs, so... Like... Ah! No, I don't want this one to fall. This is my expensive pair. My extremely fragile, expensive pair. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. I might be listening to the Pokemon Miku again. Nah, I think it's fine. Like, basically, if I did that, I'd be making my own version of a Stream Elements overlay that I could use with any... Like, it'd be my own chat client where I connect to the chat API on any of these sites, but, like... I don't know if I want to... I mean, I'm also sure that there's probably already solutions out there, I just haven't seen them. It's also kind of the thing that most people just use Stream Elements or Streamlabs, basically. Alright, see you, small dog! Yeah, it's just to read chat. With YouTube, you could probably just get it through the URL. Like, that's probably what I would do. So, like, I could make my own, like, library, basically. Web app or whatever. Let's see. So for that one... B18 or B28. So you can get the full YouTube chat and then use different things. Like, it would be doable. I'm just not... I don't know if that's the I'm gonna move the lens cap. I don't know if that's what I want to spend my time programming, basically. There's other projects that might be more fun. Like, game dev. Game dev, probably one of them. I want to make the... Yes, that is why others, but I don't know. Also, just part of me wants to make things myself. Even if I'm like, I don't want to make it. Does that make sense? Yeah. It's like, there's an easy solution. I don't know. It's why I don't have, like, the Streamlabs stuff installed. They just send alerts for Streamlab donos. It's why I basically don't use plugins. For much of anything. I like using Skeleton stuff. So, like, I don't need to... Everything doesn't need to be my own. But... Let's see how... And look at this. Yeah. So I'm going to... So the big project after the new year is I'm going to get my chat interface working. So that, you know, I'm going to have my thing, the updated little graphics, because May made a really cute one, and there's another tuna animation that he did for my birthday that I really, really like and kind of want to use for some stuff. Just there's some stuff I want to do for stream assets. To be fair, I'm not huge on overlays, as you guys might have noticed. I have my background for, and that's about it. Oh, I was doing this backwards, no wonder. I was struggling. And I like having sometimes I like having the scrolling bar at the bottom. And like, that's all I need. And so I just need chat. It's weird, you go on Twitch sometimes and you see the people with like the incredibly detailed overlays and everything, and it's like, huh, like it makes sense for a just chatting screen, I get it. I don't really do just chatting streams. Maybe I should start, or like, and then pivot, like maybe eventually I'll make like a little room to exist in, maybe. But, maybe not. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I mean, a lot of this is a result of when I started streaming. You know, there's two ways to stream. You get everything super prepared and you do a proper debut and all of that, or you just start streaming. And you know, there's middle grounds. Like some people have a bunch of overlays and everything. Yeah, there are some that can talk for hours, and I might start doing more of that. But to be fair, I kind of like talking while playing. Never been one to focus. There are some games that I do focus more heavily on the game, but like, I do better too when I'm just yapping about random shit while streaming. Like, if there's a gameplay challenge, I always do better on it if I'm just yapping. So... yeah, I think these are the grids I've settled on. Like 100's nice. But I don't really need it. I mean, 1000's nice. Every time I start, like, I always end up using different sets of grids, but I think the 240, the 400, and the 800 are nice. I've been able to get nubs down. Yeah, at a rate that's, like, I'm happy with. Did I forget to do these? I did. Or maybe I just didn't buff it out with the 800. But yeah, my big project, once I get the... You know, first things first is get my own streams. Not really professional, but like... You know, maybe professional is the right term. You know, because I really started streaming with nothing. I bought a Chromecode chat thing, and I was like... And I have my avatar, and I was like, okay, that's good enough. You know, I didn't need anything else. Oh, these for their legs. I want A1. So we want A11, D28, D28. Okay, got it. So I might start actually adding stuff to streams. Get some of the effect filters I used in the past. Like, I really liked the hologram one. I think that one's good for mecha games. I think that one's fun. I mean, I lost some stuff, basically, when I upgraded my PC. And so I'm gonna get my setup all nice and nice. Actually name sources for once. Yeah, but for the big programming project that I'm going to be working on, that isn't like, you know, fun game dev streams, is going to be the API that lets me use OSC objects with VTube Studio. This is important because it lets me... With the 1.5, there's going to be a lot more toggles, both for the other side and also just for regular streaming and stuff. Like, more of the outfit is I'm going to be able to toggle layers, which will be really fun. And I'm going to want sliders for things and buttons, so I'm going to want to use more hardware. And I also want to do, like, the brainwave stuff. I might want to have stuff linked to foot pedals. You know, I'm probably going to use more... I might use Slime VR stuff for the body sway. So I need to make the software for that. Basically, if you can use it in VR chat, you'd be able to use it in VTube Studio, is the idea. It honestly wouldn't take very, very long. I just need to, my, Hello. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, I mean, because there's a bunch of fun, like being able to use like a MIDI keyboard or like any, you know, any audio equipment would be awesome. Like there's a lot of cool stuff that you could link to different things in VTube Studio in addition to motion tracking and stuff. I just think that would open up a lot of possibilities, so I want to work on it, and then if I make it, I'd, you know, have it as donationware so other people can use it, because, you know, if you make something like that, you might as well have it open. There's just not enough people making VTube software that isn't like Twitch specific. Is kind of how I feel. So we can make the legs even longer, I mean the arms even longer later, if we want to. They do have an extra one. But yeah. I mean, there is some fun software on the Japanese side. Like, everything is made for Twitch, and specifically like, chat integrations. I don't know. Which, you know, I do YouTube. I can't use those. I don't like using Twitch. If something happens with my YouTube channel, I will go back, like... You know, I still have a Twitch channel. I just don't use it right now. Yep. And also, most of the software on the JP side is like lighting stuff and like... I don't know, it's stuff I would do in OBS anyway. Like, I have color adjustment in OBS. I have the ability to write shaders in OBS. And also, I'm just not doing... I mean, I don't do karaoke. A lot of these are for karaoke and performances and stuff. I don't do that. Maybe if I do ASMR, some of that might be useful, but... I don't know. And I don't know if I do that on YouTube. You hear too many nightmare stories about it. And even then, OBS has some decent stuff built in, too, where you can, literally, like, draw from a, you can, like, overlay from, like, an image or a scene or a game. Do some, like, blending stuff on that, and, like, add light sources and stuff. Which is how you get some, like, of the cool, professional-looking stuff, but it's not quite what I'm interested in. Like, it's cool, and I see why people use it, especially for, like, concerts and stuff. But yeah. So the piece of software basically to use OSC stuff is what I am interested in doing. Alright. Second arm is about ready. We need 7, 8, and then 9. 7, 8, 9, and then a polycap. And then after this, I guess we start cleaning up bits of the regular Kapool and see what we want to do. I don't have a lot of my scratch building tools unpacked. I can figure out stuff. It's not like we don't have 3mm rod right there. And then last one is right here. But yeah, probably it's definitely going to be a little bit more of a sleepy stream probably, just because I've been having insomnia. I was up till 3 a.m. I said that, I've been ranting like the entire stream so far. That looks... Gribbo, baby! What's wrong, hon? Where are you? I don't even know where you went. Grubby? Baby, do you want to come over? Yeah. You can sit in my lap if you want. Grub? You want to come over here? I can, yeah? Here, let me put up a blanket for you to use or go under or sit on. Hi, Grubby. Yeah, there's a lot of wires here. I'm sorry, hun. Hi. Creature is sad. I don't know why. Oh, hi, Grubby. Are you okay? Have you come to cause problems? You can come over here. You can come to cause problems. That's fine. Here. Sit in my lap, hun. Grub on stream. Yeah. Oh. Here she is to cause problems. Alright, goodbye, Grub. Hi. You can come down here, it's okay. I want to keep you away from the knife, but everything else is pretty safe. Yeah? It is funny, I'm looking at the preview, like I have a tiny monitor on this table. Very, very tiny. I can basically read chat and nothing else. But I see a little bit of the stream. Well, I can't read chat anymore. Her ass is in the way. Hi, Grub. Yeah? Yes. Hi, baby. You were so bad yesterday. You were the worst. Oh, Small Dog's boyfriend was like about ready to throw you out the window. But I think we figured out that probably the trick, you know, when she gets anxious, she acts out and like pees and just is terrible. So I think the trick is we're going to split her med doses into morning and evening. So then she can hopefully, basically, she won't be a terror in the evenings. And a little bit less sedate during the days. Because gabapentin is out of their system fully within 24 hours, and it usually wears off in like 8 to 12. So it seems probably good to split the dose. Oh, are you gonna go to your spot? Okay. She likes sleeping on top of the computer case. It's not even particularly warm or anything up there. It's just tall. Which is enough for a cat. Alright, what polycap did you want? PC3? Yeah, I'm very excited for projects after after the new year, and I think my health is getting a little better. I've noticed towards the evening yesterday and the day today, the fatigue has not been nearly as bad as it was, so I'm really hopeful that I can start doing more stupid things. I have plans. Only 2 of which involve the shock collar. Also, I want to work on some shorts. Like, I have scripts. So. Like, I want to make the slop content. Well, they're actually going to be, like, semi-informational instead of slop. This piece I'll probably need to cement, I think. There's like a... I don't know if you guys can see it. Not really. And there's one that probably would have performed pretty well, but it's probably not really timely anymore. It was basically a limited run sucks at Shantae. YouTube short. But you know what? The limited run is back in discourse. Maybe it will be good. And basically, during jury duty and sometimes in the shower, I'll just come up with scripts that I think are okay. I really don't like how the stuff works on that one. Well, here's the boy. Now we need to make the little boy. I think that's the last part. Yeah, that is the last part. And then, I'll start working on kitbashing. Is this... Well, I'm gonna work on kitbashing and cleaning up the used Kapool. Sorry, this nub is bugging me really badly. It might just be a stress mark at this point. Well, we can rescribe that line. That's fine. It's smooth. I can just see it. Sleepy child. And the little legs. She can't power. Nope. Power button's on the front. That was a large factor for why I got this particular case. Yeah, I basically disqualified any cases that she could. Oh, that one has a little bit of a divot now. Well, that's fine. We can fill it in with a little putty. Cut too close to it. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely need to do a bunch of cleaning and like find a bunch of my tools and the styrene. I have a bunch of rods and sheets and tubes. And then I'll probably cannibalize parts from other few kits. But you know, I want to get the important, and then some 3D printing of the jig and other part. Yeah, like, I wish this was, like, a little bit more zoomed in. Because we're going to be getting to, like, more detail work. You know what? Hold on. I can fix this. This is going to be, let me make sure I don't have the dust. There is... I think this is the lens I want to use? 35, yep. Big old pre-autofocus lens. We're gonna see how she do. But it should zoom in a little bit, and I think for now we need to zoom in. So, hold on. See. No. These lenses are always annoying to put on, because I can never figure out the orientation. There we go. Click. That's just a little bit more zoomed in. Where's your aperture ring? Oh, here it is. Oh, we can get it like really, really bright. Yeah, I think this is probably going to work a little bit better. I think. Yeah, that should work a little better. I probably want to change. No, yeah, this is what we want to have the aperture at. And then, yeah. But yeah, this is why I was talking about potentially I want to get a zoom. Because, I want to see about actually putting a polarizing filter on this. Yeah, and then I think we want to increase by 1 stop, then. Yeah, that works good. Yeah, I like having the polarizer in there. Okay. This is why I was thinking about potentially getting a zoom. Because then I could adjust, zoom in, and get even closer for really small parts. Maybe I will. I'm gonna look. Because this is 35. The one before was 24. Yeah. Like, the advantage of the 24 is I can get a lot of my desk in it. And it's like, you know, you guys can see everything going on. But with this, you can get more detail into the actual parts. And like 50 would be great too. So I'm gonna look at some of the lenses. Especially because I don't use autofocus. I don't have, this lens doesn't even have electronics in it. It literally cannot autofocus. So I use a dumb adapter. That's what they're called. It doesn't have any electronic elements in it. But basically, it means I don't need to worry about, like, is it modern with, like, fast motors or whatever? It's like, no, literally whatever works. Also means I can get stuff that has good optics, but like bad electronics pretty cheap. Or stuff that's just straight up not compatible with a lot of older or with like newer cameras. I mean, that's what all my lenses are. Most of my lenses are like pretty cheap. Only one that, like, isn't is... Let me get her out. Literally just, this lens, she is beat to hell, but I think the optics are, like, really good. This is my 200mm macro lens. And I got her pretty cheap because she's pretty beat up, but, and this is what I use for, like, if I want to take a picture of a bug or a flower. This thing's great. Yeah, that's my big boy. And I have one more big boy that I got from Seymour. Hold on, let me get it. Oh, bigger boy. Seymour, you gave me your... Seymour, you left behind a mount adapter for Nikon lenses. You fool. Anyway, this boy is also pretty big. This is the only zoom I have. It is a 70 to 210 with a macro thing in it. This is the exact lens I learned on, actually. But the one I had ended up busted. But this was a gift from Seymour. It's a fun lens. I really like that one. I usually shoot with primes. I mean, I'm not doing much photography now, considering not really leaving the house, but that lens is... If I went to a con, I would probably bring that lens. It's really... I like it for portraits. And I just like it for people in general, and animals. It's really good at, it's good at a lot of things, really. It's a good, fun lens. But yeah, none of... That lens isn't an expensive lens. That one's pretty cheap. I think under 50 bucks. Yeah, I just don't have expensive lenses for the simple reason of I don't have a lot of money to spend on camera shit. Hi, what was that noise, Grubby? Well, I don't need money to spend on expensive camera shit. I like my camera. My camera stuff is good as is. That's the nice thing is, my camera itself is great. I love my camera. And the lenses and all of that, they cover most of the uses I would actually use them for. That's the nice part. Little guy. We will give you your little leggies. And then we can actually, open him up and, grab and, put the limbs, into storage to to pop him inside. Because he can't go in with his little, hands, unfortunately. Yet. Not yet. We go. Time to do the little arms. You remember to keep in frame because the frame has changed. See, One arm, and then we should add one of the stickers, I think. Now I can see stuff. Bum 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 bum. It is probably really annoying for me, just to not really hum, but considering I'm listening to different music than you guys are. Alright, here's the boy. He needs some stickers. So see, I'm really bad at stickers. But thankfully they will not be permanent. We will replace it with like an actual little lens and everything. Here he is. Little boy. I'm gonna take off his leggies. And there he is. So he's not supposed to have his little arms out, but I think the little arms are so cute. We can take them off too. And then we can just put him in. Wow. Here we go. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with him in the— there he is. Okay. There we go. Momokapool is ready. This makes me happy. Yeah. Let me see if I can focus on it better. Yeah. I guess this is when I would take a screenshot, but my keyboard's way over there, so. Shovik, could you take a screenshot and post it in the Discord? Would that be okay? Thank you. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, now, all we have left is to start drilling and cutting, I guess. Time to do surgery to a robot. Anyway, alright. Now, looking at this guy. First things first. Let's start disassembling this one. Big grib hair. Here we go. Is it? It is about the same height. I could literally like, cut here, cut here. Yeah, I'll remove this, and then use these. But I think it would make more sense to make a jig and drill it out and chisel it out on here. I think probably makes way more sense. All right, well, I want to give him different legs. Actually, I wonder if there is a... It would not be weird for there to be a... There isn't. Oh well. Let's see, how does this look? Yeah, I think the legs should not be as long as they are. That's what I'm starting to think. Like... Here's one leggy. Or here's one foot, here's the other foot. Actually, what does this look like? Nah, not great. Not terrible? Nah, it's not good. Oh, we could make it really stubby, actually, if I just... The shortest leggies. Hello, welcome. No, I love the Kapool. It's like my favorite. So let's see. What is the proportion? Ah, that might be the proportion we want. We might want the super stubby legs for this version. Yeah, I think that's right. I think the stubby legs are good. We're gonna want to add the detail there. And I don't like the bottom I think it needs the flaps and everything, but I think the short legs are good. Let's see. All right, how did this assemble? Let's see. Okay, this part is just... So we can slide this out. Well... Alright. Okay, well, so it should be shorter, so we don't need the full... these parts. And I really need to clean up this one. But actually, with this leg... Could I do... Let's see... We could cut out this part at the bottom, I think. And then kind of apply... Yeah, I didn't expect to get to the kitbashing stage this stream, so I don't have my tools and materials, but I'm thinking It's kind of hard to see. But with this, and then we could put one of those. But yeah, I probably don't want to do this with a regular, with like a regular X-Acto. I probably want one of the knife one. I mean, one of the saw ones. But I like this bottom part quite a bit. That'd make it a little bit taller, but not too much taller. Alright. Ah! Okay, there we go. Let me look at the insides of these. Oh, this will cut really, really nicely. Just directly on that. Okay, that'll be perfect. Do I have my saw? I might have my... Hold on, let me... I have a bin with a bunch of hearts. A bunch of tools and stuff. Alright. Many... Might be in here? Might not be in here, honestly. It's a regular X-Acto. It's not what I need. Here we go. That should be pretty perfect for what I need right now. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I might as well start cutting. Like, how will this blade work? That should work fine. I think as long as I get this cut here. There we go. Yeah, okay, that's gonna be the tricky part, and then the rest... You can kinda just... You can kinda cut, up, honestly. And then we can, file down a lot of it. Yeah. Okay. Don't have my cement or glue with me, but... Wish I had a thicker blade. I don't know why I have this super thin blade on here. I mean, it's definitely a artifact of... Also, I just realized the focus is weird. Exposure is also weird. It's like very warm color. But, like my hands are like much redder than they actually are, which is interesting. I mean, it's an old lens. It's probably the optics. These lenses have character. Because it's from like the 60s or 70s. So the... Alright, let's see. Yeah, it's just interesting what happens. Also, I do have the polarizer on it, which also changes things, but... Okay, and then this one is almost sawed through. That's what I think I'm gonna do with an X-Acto. Actually, no, I should pry this open and probably trim the last parts with a pair of nippers. I imagine that's probably the most effective way. Fuck. I should also... This is really hard to get apart, which is a sign I should trim some of the pegs inside. Maybe not like hugely, but... Oh, yeah, this part just came off. Here, we can just wiggle that off. No, what am I doing? We literally have the right tool for that. One of them fell. It is somewhere now. Why are you lost forever? Ow. I cannot find the other part. Where did... Oh. It's like green, so it shouldn't be that hard to find compared to like a clear part, but I'm still... Oh, here's one of them. We can file that down. And then add it to one of these pretty well. Let's see how... Sorry, this is basically me fiddling and brainstorming with this old kit to figure out what I'm going to need to do in the future to get it to where I want it to be. Am I kitbashable? I am going to be making, once the 1.5 is happening, I am going to be making a kitbashable version of it, yes. Or I'm going to be making it partly through kitbashing, so inherently, yes. Alright. Where's that part? Okay, this is bugging me. I'm assuming it, like, fell into the blanket. And it's just not coming. Oh, there it is. Yep. That is what happened. Ah! We can... Okay, I'm gonna need to make a part to go on here, but this should work pretty well. Let me connect these two. And then... I mean, I can cut this. Don't actually need it anymore. And if I do need it, I can use a metal dowel or... I might regret that later. It's fine, though. At a certain point, you do just need a cut. And not stress over whether or not it's the right decision to make a cut. Yeah, that's future Lily's problem. Current Lily might have made a mistake, actually, with that. Fuck. That's fine, we can fix it. It's fine. Whatever. Actually, what material is this made out of, anyway? Polystyrene. It's fine. I also might... I'm just looking at the height and realizing, that was maybe a mistake. Yeah, because I'm gonna want to have it rotate. Yeah, shit. And I'm gonna want to have it a little bit more up. Well, actually, no. You know what? I'm looking at these parts, and I don't like the shaping on it. So I might want to, like, completely make a new and 3D print it anyway. I think might be good. So I'm not actually... You know what? I'm not upset. It helped me come to the right conclusion. I need a second part there. We could 3D print that whole part, honestly. Might work better. Now that I look at it. But yeah, like, just trying to figure out what height should the guy be. Comparing... Comparing the options and... This here, and then this here. Yeah, there's like one... Should be about 3 millimeters taller than that. Alright, well that's... Not that... Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. A little 3D printed joint will let me get some of the other detail. And that should be good. Okay, so that part's going to be fine. This part just comes right off, so we can literally attach the crotch cover. I'll need to file it down a little bit and like add, and I mean I'm gonna do some detailing on it, but with that is starting to look more Kapool-y. I almost wonder if I should make a separate, shorter one of these. I think I should. Alright. That's another thing, I guess, to design in 3D print. This just seems a little long for how much like more like stubby and stuff this is. So like I feel like this should maybe. I also think it should be a bit like wider, maybe. I can figure that out. I might want to like photo bash actually. That doesn't. That's not terrible. I'm gonna want to put these thrusters. I don't know if you guys can see them well. These thrusters all the way around to the front. I'm going to see. I don't know how the best way to do that is going to be. Might be make new custom ones. I mean, the right way to do this would just be make like a mold and like cast new ones. But no, I think I'm probably gonna have to 3D print those. Okay, so those are gonna go all the way to the front. Mega beam cannon looks fine. We're gonna want to add a new crotch. These legs are fine. I might modify them so that like there's toe articulation and stuff, but honestly the detail is just pretty good as is. But we will need we'll need the arm part. And then there's stuff like these. It's a two-part assembly. Like, I don't like the shoulder parts. I think these shoulder parts just look way, way better. Well, maybe not. Alright. I can get rid of this. I know I can cut this and be fine. Let's see now. Which one looks better? I like the longer one. I think that just inherently works just a little bit better. Okay, so figure out how to do the shoulders. Which, to be fair, I want to redesign a lot of that anyway. I'm going to want to add... There's some detailing here that I like at the top of the head, so I'm going to want to add some of that. I'm going to want to add the missiles. I'm going to want to redesign this part to fit in. Make it less thin. I'm going to want to make a custom little thigh part, basically. That should be fine. Would have been better if I kept the peg, probably. That's a fuck. I mean, polystyrene, there's some glue and some... Fuck. I'll figure that out. I'll figure that one out later. Not gonna be too worried about it. Actually, I'm wondering, we have this part, which already fits and kind of rotates a little. I could make a magnet or something, adhere that, and combine this part with this part. I'll need to trim this quite a bit, I think, to get to the exact right height. But we could cement and putty and those two together and not 3D print the part. I think that'll work. That seems okay. Okay, yeah. Infinitely less upset now. This is... okay. Neat. Yeah, this is neat. This is neat. I like this. I like this. Okay. We're gonna need to add a bunch of detail. We're gonna need to make a whole custom jig, which is going to be annoying. A custom jig for the stomach, and then also we're gonna need to scribe out pretty deeply. We're going to need to make sure this is cemented. There's a bunch of stuff we need to do. Just to even just do the Kapool style conversion before we even start like making it crab-like or making it bunny-like or anything. So, but I mean, it's a start. It looks like it has a peg leg, actually, if I do this. Huh. I don't hate that. I could literally give it a peg leg. On this one. Yeah, like make that like a full peg leg. Oh, yeah, that would be fun. Give it a full peg leg. Give it a big claw on one and a smaller claw on the other. Add some, like, nodules and, like, surface detail and stuff. And I think... oh, the pirate crab Kapool is... it was going to be a space bunny, but I think giving this and then having the little one inside... that's gonna be really fun! Actually, I really like that. Because then it's gonna be like it's in like a diving suit. So I'd probably want to change the back. I think I'd want to add almost more like a diving suit style. I'd probably want to use some pirate decals. I was gonna make the little one I could get the little one the 2 eyes and the big one the 1 eye. Hold on, I have stickers. I can literally try this out. We're going to try this out. Alright, big one has this. I don't care if this sticker is on Jinky because it is literally just for visualization. Because we're gonna add like the guide rail and stuff. This is gonna be fun. I am liking where this kit is going. It is gonna play with the pirate thing that's been going on. In my life. Let's see. Yeah, that for the pirate, and then for the little guy. I'm just gonna put a sticker on top of another sticker. Doesn't matter that much. We can give him the his little eyes. And then the big pirate one. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. I'm gonna really enjoy this. I think having him have the two little eyes is fun for the petit couple. I think is the official term. Give it big ass claws. I might use the Zagok claws. Peg leg, oh yeah, this is gonna be fun. The Zagok-E style claws. Well, I'm gonna do one, I'm gonna do a smaller claw and then a big claw. So it's kind of going to, it's both gonna have Fiddler Crab vibes and Hook Hand vibes. I think simultaneously is the idea. I think that'll work pretty well. And then I'm definitely going to need to redo the inner cockpit to make it more look like a cockpit. But I'm excited. This is going to be a fun build. I could even give the Petit Kapool like a little eye patch. Okay. I think I've decided the direction. Probably won't do another one of these streams for a little bit. I might build something else, or I might, yeah, I might build a different kit or something. This will need a little work, and I'm gonna need to gather some materials and tools and stuff. But I'm pretty happy with the direction that we're going. This is going to be really, really fun. Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited. This is going to be so... This is going to be so... It's going to be fitting for a Kapool and also really stupid. Which is important. I think having... It's going to be silly. And I think that's... Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited. Especially because the more things I can build manually without 3D printing, the better. Basically, I want to... I mean, I like scratch building. Yeah, no, this is going to be fun. So Build Divers is fun, because Build Divers came out when I was... mid-20s, I think? But I would watch the dub while building kits. It's a fun series. I really like it, and I think all the build series are really fun, and Build Divers especially was pretty goofy. And yeah, the pirate Kapool. Oh, that's so yeah. We're gonna make this into a pirate crab Kapool. I think that's pretty. In the spirit of things, I think that fits with the Build Divers aesthetic. It fits with the aesthetic of the kit. It seems realistic. It means I can try out some fun, like I can add barnacles to it. Because the scale of barnacles doesn't make sense for a big guy, right? Because if you think about it, these are 144 times the size that it is right now. But because this is the pilot, we can suddenly throw scale to the wind and basically do what is more aesthetically pleasing. I don't remember what K1's was. Oh, are you upset? Camera's having battery problems. Why are you having battery problems? Well, I'm gonna take that as a sign of I am happy with where we left off. We finished the Momokapool, we finished the Petite Kapool. I have figured out what I want to do with this build in the future. I have an idea of the tools I need, and I have an idea of what I need to 3D print in the future. And I have an idea of what parts I should start grabbing from other kits. Because I do have a parts bin with some of this stuff. So I think we're good. Alright, well, I'm going to call that stream for today. This is a good stopping point, I think. I will make a schedule for this next week. And yeah, thank you for coming. I'm sorry for stopping pretty early. 2 hours is a short stream for me, but I think this is a good stopping place. Otherwise, I'm going to be wrestling through bins for the rest of the stream. Thank you, Titanfall. Thank you, thank you. Alright, see you guys next week. Bye-bye. Otsugui.